Hi, everybody. Welcome to a peek at some Sale-a-bration products. Another quickie video for my new catalog party week. So today I am going to talk about a couple of Sale-a-bration items. One is the Softly Sophisticated bundle that is a level 2 Sale-a-bration item. You can get these two items for an order of $100 or more in product. That's before tax and shipping. The awesome Softly Sophisticated stamp set, which I love, and it comes with this awesome, not sure how well it's showing up there, maybe that you can see it better, this awesome 3D embossing folder. All of these lines look like stitches, so it's gorgeous. So we're going to be using these today, and we're also going to be using the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, which is a level 1 Sale-a-bration item, and that is for when you purchase $50. It is one of the options that you can get. So I'm just going to real quick go through this paper. Obviously, the name entails that it's kind of bird related. We're going to be using this one today. And it is so soft and beautiful. I am in love with it. And I'm going to show you another card after I do our preview that I made with this awesome set. So you can see, even if you don't like birds, the opposite side is just as beautiful. So that is the Designer Series paper. And like I said, we're going to be using this one today. So let's get started. Okay, so along with this paper, the stamps, and the folder, we're going to be using Pebbled Path ink and some, I don't know why this happens when my brain just works, Flirty Flamingo, and some basic white. Now, I've already cut another piece of the Designer Series paper. It's hard not to use this side, I know, because look at how beautiful. But we're going to be using this side this time. And the stamp that says, hello there. I also have a scrap and a scrap of basic white, which is not right in front of me at the moment. But those are the pieces we're going to use. So the first trick I want to tell you, we're also going to be using the hexagon punch, heartfelt hexagon punch. So I pre-punched out a shape just out of plain paper. And because it's white and it's going on white, I just made a messy line around it just so I could very clearly see where the edge was. And then I took it around to try to decide what birds I will use. And honestly, I will tell you, it's not on this one. I will tell you that I did look at doing something like that also, because this paper is just so pretty. But what we're going to use today is these little, these little 3 birds here. And I set this on there to see how did I like it. And I think it's going to look really cute punched out. So we're going to start with that. So let me get that ready. Okay, so what I did, I love how this thing likes to move on me all the time. What I did was I just trimmed some of it away because I didn't know what I was going to do with those other birds. So here's the punch. Now I can set this in here, get it where I want it. I like being able to see a little color, but I don't want to cut off my birds. So I am going to opt for more color at the bottom, like so. Center those birds a little bit. And now I have this really cute shape. But I do want to mat it. So here's where the fun comes in. I'm going to take my scrap of Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to adhere this on here. Now, I know I've taught you guys all the tricks about punching out extra pieces and layering it, but I'm going to fussy cut this one. I know everybody is shocked and dismayed, but I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut it because I groan and grunt and I get angry. So hold on, I'll be right back. Ta-da! So what I did was I cut all of the straight edges first. And as you can see, I've started to just make a tiny little curve into it. I'm not trying to cover it perfectly with this one because, well, it's me and it wouldn't be perfect. And I don't have a corner rounder that fits quite right for me. So, okay, this one looks a little off. So I'm going to trim it a little bit and give it a little bit better curve. It's not great, but there you go. So now I have the edging around it, and this one does work well for just slicing the corners and putting it on the card. So we're going to do that. Now I am going to take this beautiful piece and I am going to put it in this folder and run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So let's go there too. Okay, so I wanted to show you that for a 3D embossed folder, you're going to want to use numbers 1 and 4 and no other plates. Remember, the Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine does have the directions printed right on it, so you don't have to really remember. Okay, the other thing that I want to point out is that there is a line here. And especially, it doesn't matter for all folders, but for this one, it's very helpful because you want to get your stitching lines fairly even. So that is on there. Now, this stitches well, and it's not going to pop out. So you're going to want to take your, I always have to go and grab it, don't I? You're going to want to take your pick tool and just very carefully pick at the corner and then peel it. Can you hear it? This is a serious stitching. I'm hoping you guys can see that. I'm hoping you guys can see it. It's so, oh, I love it. It is such a cool folder that I'm almost sad that it's a Sale-a-bration product, because you know that means that it's going to be not available later. So if you want this, you definitely want to get it today. So I'm going to grab my pieces for this. I found my extra piece of basic white, grabbed my little foam mat, which has something stuck to it. And now I'm going to stamp my sentiment that says hello there in Pebbled Path. It's one of the colors that goes with this. I thought about doing it in the Flirty Flamingo, but changed my mind because we're going to have a lot of Flirty Flamingo. And I am going to stamp that right there. Now I have a lot of space left, as you can see. That is to help me, as I quite possibly will make some errors on this. Because what I'm going to do is I am going to use the heartfelt hexagon punch to punch that out, and I grabbed another piece of the why do I do this, Flirty Flamingo, and it is a little bit bigger. This is just under an inch. This is a little bit bigger an inch. Why those weird? It's because I had this in my scrap pile. That's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of temporary adhesive, which you guys know currently Stampin' Up! Does not sell, but we used to. Used to be Hermafix, now it's Dotto. There's others on the market, and I'm just going to put a little bit on there. And I am going to center this, and I'm putting it right to the edge. And I am centering. Okay, but I wanted it to stick there. Okay, now I want a particular curve on this, so I'm going to try and do this the funny way. I always forget the easiest way to do it. I am going to try to put it in this way, but you know what? This way seems the most logical, and it's what I always try. But if you actually take this way, because it's easier to do it from the sides, then I'm going to grab this up So I've got it sticking out of the punch, and I'm going to turn it to this curve. That's the curve that I want. And I am going to sort of kind of center it. Perfection is overrated. Nobody panic if it isn't perfect, because it's me. There we go. Now I've got that fun edge, and I can take this and mat it. I'm going to flip that over since I got the fuzzy on it, and mat it on there and have a fun matted edge. So that's what I'm going to do. Rub off some of that. And I don't know yet how much of this I'm going to need. So I'm just adhering it like so. So I've kind of got an even Steven edging around it. Okay. So now my sentiment has a nice edge. But look at this. This is kind of cute, right? I think I'll save that because I'll probably use it on something else. All right. Now I want to put that on here, and I also want to put my bird. Okay. I don't know yet for sure where they're going. So this is where the play comes in. I'm not going to glue anything down yet. I'm just going to set it where I think I want it. And that is basically where I want it. I'm copying another card, you guys, so sort of kind of cheating. This one I am going to glue down just with the liquid glue and attempt to make it straight. Now you can see that didn't want to stick very well. Why? Because this is very, very bumpy. It's got a lot of edge to it. Oh, it's being stubborn, isn't it? So you're going to want to hold it in place and make sure you've got your whole sentiment on there. So you're going to want to hold that in place until it dries. Maybe rub against the back side, because that is where it's the most bumpy. Okay, so once you know that it is stuck, you can grab your paper snips like we've done a million times before and just trim off the excess. So now I've got my sentiment right to the edge of my designer series paper. So next I am going to grab my thread. Here it is. Sorry, I had a few things drop to the floor. I'm going to be using the rainbow adhesive backed gems, and I'm going to be using the twine. It's a Baker's Twine color pack that is also in the new mini catalog. So these two are available for purchase. And I know there's so much in the catalog, but I wanted to do a purely celebration item for you guys today. So I know I'm going to want to put this in the background. So I like to grab my, I'm going to grab this one, I think. My Stamp and Seal. And just like I do, hang on, I'm going to go like this just so I kind of have an idea of where it's going to go on the other side. And that way I can put adhesives right there so that I can start winding it. And I'm going to start right there. This is kind of nice because you can kind of see where straight is. Now it is still me, so nobody get too excited about straight in my world. You know how that goes. So I'm looking to see where it's laying on all of those. Does not look straight to me. You can use your grid paper to make sure you're getting it straight. And when you think you've got it straight, make sure you press it in the back on that adhesive back here. Okay? That's pretty important. So I'm going to go around 3 times. like so. And it's pretty forgiving if you feel like you need to wiggle it and make it go where you want it to go. If you want to pull out your grid paper and see about how perfect are you, I'm, you know me, I am okay with just kind of adjusting as I go. It's just easier, right? Sometimes. This one's being a little stubborn. There we go. So now I've got the width and everything that I want. I'm going to fold my piece in half. This is also Flirty Flamingo. I have a piece for the inside. This would be really cute with a little bit of designer series paper on it. So I think I'm going to do that after the video. Just not right now, to save some time. And again, awesome liquid glue, right? You guys know how I feel about it. I know some of you go, it's messy. Well, it can be. Here's the thing, though. If you look at where I'm putting it, I am not going to the edge. I am just grabbing it. Okay, that is a super long piece of string there. Cut that off. Okay, so I didn't put it right to the edge. And what's good about that is then when I set it on the card front and squish it down, it is going to spread out. But it will not, it should not, unless I got a little carried away, it should not spread out past the edges of the designer series paper. But it gets to the edges, which is awesome, right? Then we're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and pop those right here on the back. I'm going to try to avoid the strings because then that can make it lumpy. So you can see I have little pieces here. Again, I like to use those little pieces. So I'm just going to snip them so that I now have 4 smaller pieces. This one's being a little stubborn, but you know, par for the course. And I'm just going to put those on the 4 corners, still avoiding where the baker's twine would be, but giving it enough that I feel like it's going to be a stable card to go through the mail. And I love this sentiment too. It's just a little hello there, because you can, when you make cards like that, you can send them for any occasion, because you can write on the inside, happy birthday, thinking of you, whatever. Okay. I like having options with my card giving. How about you guys? What do you think? And then this is going to get centered. Centered is all relative in my world, as you know. So it's very cute, just like that, don't you think? I think it's very cute. But I am going to add, look at these. Look at how perfectly, beautifully these match, because it is the same color, the Flirty Flamingo. This one comes in, let's see, Flirty Flamingo Pool Party, Petal Pink, Lemon Lolly, Azure Afternoon, another favorite color, Bubble Bath, Balmy Blue, and Fresh Freesia. All such beautiful cards. Now, if you make Passover or Easter cards, a lot of times, I'm not Jewish, so I might be wrong about the colors for Passover, but spring colors are definitely, these are them. These would be great for an Easter card, I think. So I am just going to grab a few of these and set them around on the card like so. And I always feel like I want to put one on the sentiment, but I always, you know, I stick it on there and then I tend to want to move it off. But let's this one doesn't want to go on the sentiment. Let's go ahead and do that. So there we go. I've just got 3 little pieces of bling So let me show you. Here is basically the same card, done just a little bit differently. This is double matted. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is double matted. And it uses the beautiful, what is the name of this ribbon? It's so pretty. It's in balmy blue, and it is called variegated. That was the word that was in my head, but I thought it was wrong. So there you go. Those are basically the same card, just a little bit different. And then here is another one that I made with this beautiful designer series paper. This today is all about you. Happy birthday. That is from one of the new stamp sets, and it is called, I don't know. It is one of the new ones. But I think you're going to really like this celebration set. If you really like designer series paper, it may add so much to your scrapbooking and your card making. This Flight and Airy set is, like I said, a level 1. And then, of course, I did the embossing and the stamp from the Softly Sophisticated level 2 bundle. And I'm hoping that you guys, I'm hoping it shows up. It's very hard to tell when I'm recording, but anyway, there we go. I'm excited about Party Week. I hope you guys are too. I haven't done one in a while, so make sure you comment because I'm going to be doing random drawings. So make sure you comment, share this video with your friends, and tell them to come on over to watch me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/MemoryINKers. If you are ready to go shopping, remember, the stuff is available January 5th. That's when you can go pop on MemoryINKers.com to go shopping. I will have a hostess code. I am taping this in December, so I don't have my January hostess code available yet, but I will, and it will be on my Facebook page at the top banner. Look at the banner when you pop on my page. Please use that if you're ordering under $150. But honestly, if you want this paper and you want this bundle, $150 order will get you both of those for free, plus your regular hostess items. So in that case, you wouldn't want to use my hostess code anyway. So stay tuned, more fun stuff to come. Bye.